Welcome to whatever day of Vlogmas is. This is vanilla latte, and I tried this the other day because the clover honey was way too strong for me and it was making my eyes burn, and I was concerned about vanilla latte because it is a strong flavor, but I tried it and it did not bother me. So this one is definitely a keeper, and I think they all are except for clover honey. So I've already pulled out the clover honey from the other 12 days of chapstick, and that's going to be gifted or go somewhere. This is whatever day Vlogmas. This again is a request from Dawn R, and it is the 80s look, and I found a picture. I'm hoping I do it more justice than the 70s look, and I will insert that here. I'm excited about it because it's two colors. It's a red and a black, and it has an ombre look, and she has a bold cheek. And Grace Jones, she's just fierce and regal and bold at the same time. And sometimes when I watch V's videos and some of the looks that she does, I will link her below. Her channel is Simply You Makeup. Some of the looks that she does, she reminds me of Grace Jones, just that regal personality, that regal look, and being bold with colors at the same time, and just like, yeah, I'm here, this is who I am, and I know you love me for it. And so I really do enjoy V's channel, and when I saw the picture I just showed you, I did think of V, and part of it may be bone structure, I don't know, but it's just something about V that reminds me of Grace Jones, and it might just be that strong personality, that cheerful personality. She has those kind eyes, and yet with makeup she is so fierce and she looks regal at the same time. And so yeah, so I wanted to do this. I did my foundation, I believe it was Zelda that asked me what this palette was that I showed, that I had primer foundation on it. This is just an Inglot. I can't really show. Oh, look at my nose. That's it says Inglot on both sides, but of course you can't see it and I don't want to blind you. So it's just like a metal palette. And so what I did today, I put 2 pumps of the Fenty primer on it. I put 2 pumps of the Fenty foundation on it. I used this Scott Barnes brush. I dabbed it in all around. As you can see, I did use most of it. And first I dotted it on with this brush. And I need to be careful with this one because it's so wide. And when I first used it, when I first got it eons ago, when I would go here, some of these bristles would poke my eyeball. And so I learned to just go sideways when I do under my eyes. But it is good for just doing my whole face very quickly, especially when my brows aren't done, because even if I put the edge of the brush on my hairline, it comes halfway over to my eye. And so since I didn't do my brows first today, I said, let me just use this brush because it is really quick. And so I wanted to show this because I believe it was Zelda who asked what this palette was. And it doesn't have to be one from Inglot. It can just be anyone, any palette. Some people use ceramic palettes. I don't use the back of my hand because the primer and the foundation will dry on my hand. I don't want it to dry on my hand. I want it to dry on my face. And on a palette, it doesn't dry as quickly, which means I get to use all of it. And this is all that's left. And even if I swipe the brush, like there's nothing there. It looks like it is, but it's not. And so that's why I use a palette instead of using the back of my hand. So that's out the way. And thank you for that question. So for this look, I think I'm gonna just do my brows later or not at all. We're gonna jump in. You saw the look, and so I know I'm scattered. I don't know why I feel like I'm rushing. I do need to eat. And I'm starting to feel a little shaky. I'm not diabetic, but I can feel it when my blood sugar starts to drop. And so this shows you like where my priorities are. Like I need to eat and I'm doing a video. So we're going to use this eyeshadow. I have not used it yet. And this is Powder Kiss Soft Matte Eyeshadow. And the color is Work, Work, Work. Work is spelled W-E-R-K. And the powder shadows are said to be a softer formula, so not really bold. I don't even think I swatched it yet. I think I purchased it from BoxyCharm because I was just curious about the formula. So we're going to use that for red. Searched for black. Martine Cosmetics again. This means little. This means whore or slut. And we're going to use Bridget. So we're going to use the black from here. I was going to use McCready from 669, but that's a huge palette. And I said, let me not just keep using the same palette. But then we have Martine Cosmetics again. So also for cheeks, we're going to use the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette, because in the picture, Grace had on a popping cheek. And most of the pictures that I saw, I could smell the latte. It smells nice. My lips look good too, right? I mean, they always do, I know, but yeah. Most of the pictures for, did I say 90s? I meant 80s. It was all about the liner, like a thick, bold liner. Even if they had a prominent color eyeshadow on, it was about the liner, whether it was black or green or whatever. And it was a popping cheek and a red lip. And so I'm like, And I chose that picture of Grace Jones because it was an ombre look and with the black and red, and because it looked like it was winged out. I said I can experiment with that again without looking crazy. So we're going to use this for our cheeks. I'm going to do that later. Sorry for blinding you. I think that's all for the requests for this video, except to add Renee on again because she wanted to see different looks with different palettes, even though this isn't a palette, it's just two shadows. And so I thought this will be quick, hopefully. Should be quick. And just to get it on, easy two shadow look. Hopefully it looks decent. I couldn't really see Grace Jones's brows in the picture, but it did look like her brows were done and they did come here. And another reason I chose that picture is because it looked like she had puffy lids and I have puffy lids. And so that's important for me when I try to recreate a look, to really think about, is what I'm going to do possibly going to look like when I'm seeing, because the eye shape is the same. And so there were several factors in me choosing that picture. I also saw a really nice one of Diana Ross, and I'll just insert this here for no other reason than just to show you. And as you can see, it was all about the liner. And she also had on a red lip. Her lip was softer, but then her look was softer. But as you saw, it was about the liner and the lip and a popping cheek. And so, but I went with Grace's because it was darker. So we're going to do, I think we're going to do the black first, because it looked like the black was here and the red was brow bone and coming out. The only difference with our eye shapes is it looked like Grace had less space right here because I have all this puffiness and she didn't. And so I'm not really sure what to do with the black shadow, whether to just kind of angle it up here, like just, I'm gonna just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So this is Bridget the Little Whore, Martine Cosmetics, and we're taking this brush here. And another question, I believe it was Zelda who asked me when I was showing, I know I'm doing different things, what the different numbers were when I was showing the brushes before. This is a 220 from Fenty. This is a 230 from Fenty. And this is a 210 from Fenty. And she asked what the numbers mean. I believe that the 200 series are just the eye brushes. And I say that because the face brushes, the foundation brush, the bronzer brush, the highlighter brush, they all start with the number 1. It's like 100 something. So this is a 110. The highlighter brush is 120. And the bronzer brush is 190. And so I think the 100 series are just the face brushes. Ooh. And the 200s are, did I just move this whole thing? I know I hit something. Now I'm looking slanted. So I think that's just what it is. And so it's not anything significant. And I do notice that with most brush brands, and even though Fenty is makeup and brushes and also now skin, I'm noticing most of them do have a number. What it means is whatever they want it to mean, and it may just be for their own tracking, like, okay, this person, or, you know, last month we sold, you know, 300 number 27 brushes or something. And so I think it's just for them to track it. I don't think there's any significance for us as a consumer, except to say, oh, I need another number 3 brush. Because if you say an eyeshadow brush, okay, what type of eyeshadow brush? Oh, a blending brush, a shader brush, an eyeliner brush, a tapered blending brush. And so I just think it's for tracking purposes and just for us to be able to identify one brush from another one, even though we can identify it just by looking at it. You know what I mean? So, but that is that. And I hope that that answers the question. I am going to do a brush collection. And so I asked a few people if they have a huge brush collection, because I know my video is going to be long. And one person said yes. And so we're going to do that as a collab in January. So that will not be soon. And when that video airs, you'll see what I mean about different brush brands having numbers. And then there's some that just don't. Some will just say angled shadow brush, crease brush, dome crease brush, detailer brush. And then there's some that has numbers. I like this shape better because I left it a little not in my crinkle where this side I brought down too far. But we're going to blow it out, and we're going to just start our blend with this. Why do I feel like I've done something similar? You know what it was? It was that palette from Ozzy Osbourne, the Rock and Roll Beauty palette, the collab I did with Erica. I put the black in that palette all over the lid and then topped it with a silver. So that is what this is reminding me of. I'm not sure how much of a blend I need to do because we're going to use that red as a transition. This is looking very jagged right here. It looks spiked up, and that could be a look, but I don't want that to be a look. And I know I'm very chatty, which means there's not going to be a lot of editing. And so we're just going to keep blending. And I do want to... This is hard to blend because for me the Fenty primer is a tacky primer, and it's making that look patchy right here because the brush was dragging on my lid. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take the brush and just flick it outward. And I thought about using a blending brush for this, but we're not, because this is dense, whereas a blending brush is fluffy. And I don't know if I would get the look that I want, even though I could go back later and try to just blend it out. And I did like the shape. I was about to dip back in, but I didn't. I like the shape of her shadow, and I do want to keep trying with elongating the shadow. And I'm concerned if I use a blending brush, it'll just be a circle versus extending out. But then with this shadow, I might be able to do this with a blending brush. I was about to dip back in again, but I did not. So I'm just pulling it out as much as I can with this being a tacky primer, because I don't want it to go too dark too quick and then I'm stuck with it. That's why I'm not dipping back in, even though habit and instinct tells me to do so. This chapstick smells really nice. And so yeah, I'm liking this a lot better than that massive wing thing. Sorry for smacking. Is that all the way? Oh, you know what? I have a hair bump right here that's refusing to go away. I am tapping in just very lightly. I think I am going to take a blending brush and put over here. But I'm going to try to feather it some more. I think this is the shape. I do. But we're going to put the red on and see. I do think this is going to be a lot closer than the other one because I didn't like the shape of that green right here. And I wanted to fix it. I really did. But then I didn't want to make it worse. And I'm just like, this will be a learning experience, which a lot of my videos are. If not for you, definitely for me. And we're going to... This is throwing me off, sorry for smacking, this hair bump, because it looks like it's shadow. And it does look like there's shadow right here, which it may be. I tapped in lightly. This shadow is powdery. And we're going to, yeah, I'm gonna use a blending brush and put that there. That's not looking right. And it may just be the way when I'm flicking how my skin is moving, and so it's skipping over my skin because my skin is not smooth. Like here, it'll just go straight across, but here, because I'm flicking, it's skipping over my skin. So again, we're back to puffy hooded lid problems. But I think the shape is good. This is just annoying. I was about to drop the F-bomb out of me. We're going to do a blending brush later. We're going to put that brush down. We're going to go into this red from MAC. And I think I just want to do a blending brush with this. And so we're going to take it, and I'm going to take out a second one to use for the black later. And I do need to do something on my lower lash line. So we're going to, my first time using this, so we're going to tap in and see what happens. And it looks pink. I needed a red, but maybe not. So we're going to start. This is nice. I just completely, I like this. I think this is the look if I don't really mess it up. I don't remember if it was all the way in, but I definitely remember it was up to her brows. And I am seeing now, and I'm going to circle motion it here. That sentence came out really funny. I am really digging it. I think this is the look. And we're going in small circular motions over the black just to further get that blend. And it's not picking up the black. That's really good. But I am also going lightly as well. So I think I did a good picture this time, y'all. What do you think? Like something that's not really crazy looking, something easy. 2 shadows, get it on. We're tapping in. I like this powder. This shadow. I did not know what to expect, except expecting it to be lighter and softer than other MAC shadows. Softer in color, not softer in texture. And when I did ask in the MAC store, why is it called Powder Kiss? And they're like, well, it's a softer look. So even though it looks really bold, it's kind of not. But it's serving a purpose. And I think this is the right shade for this look. I really do. I like it when I try something and it's like, that came out nice. Because all of my stuff don't, and you've seen that from my experiments. And sometimes just looks in general, it's not an experiment. Like, it's just like, oh, troll. Like, your hashtag troll tried it. And I'm going to bring this over here. And I don't think it's showing up over here. But I'm trying to bring it out. This side came out. I'll say, let me go back in, and I'm going to flick it, because she definitely, but then it's skipping over my skin again. So I'm going just back and forth, which I'm hoping it doesn't make it go straight out versus up. You see what I'm saying? But because my skin moves and it's puffy, it doesn't always do what I want it to do. So we're going, oh, okay, that's what I need to do. And this is what I need to do with the black. So I'm going lightly. And so we're going around and then up. Starting here, go up around the curve and up. And then I'm going to come this way because it seems like shadow doesn't want to go here. So I'm tapping in twice, tapping off. But there's nothing tapping off. Like this is not loose at all. And so we're going up here. Okay, that's further than that side. So we're going to have to go back. So starting here, follow the curve, and then come up. I'm just going to tap once this time because I want to get that up higher. Oh, I think this might kind of be the look, and then I'll look at the picture again and be like, no. I did look at the picture today quite a few times, and it was weird to me that the 70s look, I didn't look at the picture that day. I was just going off of my notes and off of memory. And I'm like, who recreates a look and doesn't look at the picture before they recreate the look? This troll right here. But this one I did look at it. Looked at it quite a few times. And I also looked at it again right before I started the video. We're going to, okay, that is not the same because this is coming more straight, where this one is going up. And that's, all right, let me tap in one time. And we're going to try to go up. And this is where I'm going to mess up. I could feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. That was a horrible note. There seems to be something happening here, and maybe it's the lighting. It seems I'm tapping in one time. It seems to be no shadow, like right here. It might be my skin. I don't know. It started out so well. Yeah, that looks like a double horn. But you know, because of her brows and her look, it did kind of, I don't want to say it looked like a double horn, but it did have this hook. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot of fun. Thank you for these suggestions. We're going to put this down and we're going to go back to Bridget, the little whore that she is. And we're tapping straight in and we're going to follow that red. And I'm going lightly. That hair bump is annoying me. Why is it not laying the way I want it to? I'm not tapping off and I'm tapping here. If I wasn't, this is an Ash look. This is the, I was going to say the F word again, and I'm just going to say it. This is the fucking massive wing that I think Ash wanted. And it was about elongating it. And for some reason, I knew that, but because of the trouble I was having with that shadow and being as nervous as I was, I went this way instead of this way. Like this. All right, we got it. We got it. We got it. And Ash does tap shadow over here like this. And she does feather with the blending brush. I got it. I got it. I told y'all I was going to try again. And I don't like how it's looking patchy, which I know it's not the shadow. I think it's just my skin. So we're tapping on. Oh my goodness. I know I got loud. I only had like 2 ounces of Mountain Dew today. But this is exciting to me because this is the wing. This is it. This is it. I'm tapping it again very lightly because it looks like a patch right here, but this is where the hair bump is. So it's like messing up my look. So we're going to leave. All right, we're tapping in. I'm excited. Now, hopefully, I don't mess up this side. And so I know now also do the top wing and then just follow it with the color underneath, unless it's all the same shadow. And Ash does sometimes just use like one shadow for their wing. I got it, Ash. Thank you, Dawn, for this challenge. Thank you, Grace Jones. She'll never see this. For the inspiration picture. See, it's the same thing. It's like a patch right there. We're tapping in lightly just one time and we're tapping off. I got it though, y'all. Now, whether it's perfected or not, maybe not, but this is it. This is the massive wing. And we got the red and we got the black. It is just not wanting to stick in a certain place. And then when I blend it, it looks patchy. This side is more elongated from like where the corner of my eye is, where this one seems to be more up. I don't want to mess with it too much because I say as I bring it down, because then that's going to make this wing look wider. But this is it. And I am going to do this again with something else because I remember saying in that video I learned a lot, and this is some of what I learned. And it's looking decent. The wings are not in the same place, but the concept is there. You know what I'm saying? And how this tapers, but this side doesn't. And it's because of the shapes are different. This is more up this way, where this one is more going sideways. So this is here, where this one is there. You see what I'm saying? And so I just need to practice more on the shapes. We're going back to the brush with the red, and we're tapping in, and we're going to tap that up here and just tap over, because we want to just make sure that we have as much as that red showing as we can. And so we're just tapping it. We're going to blend right here. I think this side is okay. And I liked how in the picture, the black was down here and the red was here. And so it wasn't a matter of trying to blend both the two together. And I'm going to tap in the red again because this black is a little bit higher. I don't know why I'm trying to make it perfect because I'm a troll. And I know the picture is not going to be, well, my look is not going to be exact to the picture. But I'm excited about this. I think I did a good job, even though the shapes are different. Like the concept is good. Like this is it right here. This is it. This is, okay, just get it even. But I know if I keep messing with it in this video, it's just going to look a little bit worse. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, I believe she had a black on her lower, I don't know if I should just use powder. Excuse me, so rude. Powder or a gel liner. But first, let's just do the black. And then I'll blend it out. And then put some red down here. Because I know she did have black and red underneath. I'm going to edit out doing this on the other eye. No, I'm not. Let's just keep going. Because this will be easier for me. I had a migraine day. And I know it's because I've been editing a lot. And sitting in front of that computer screen. And so it is easier for me to just keep going and not do a lot of editing. Because then I end up with eye strain issues. I am going to put this on my waterline, but I'm going to wait to do that. Because sometimes it makes my eyes tear. For some reason, the black makes my eyes tear. Oh, it feels like something in my eye. I'm not a fan of pulling your skin. But sometimes it's the necessity when you have loose skin. And I'm doing this to just blend that down. So here it looks smooth, where here you can see in between my lashes where the liner skipped. So this just makes it a straight, cohesive line. And I don't always do this because usually I put a shadow on top of it and that'll help blend it. But I want it to be smooth for when I put the red underneath. And we're going to take actually this brush and we're going to use that same red. I'm liking this. I think that blush, because it is bright, I think it'll be too bright for this look. This is that same red eyeshadow. And in the picture, it just looked like it was a thin line underneath the black. And what I want to do, I'm going to take this up here too, but let me get it here first, even though in the picture, it wasn't up here. This can be a form of graphic liner too, where when you have a wing, you just bring another color underneath it. And that doesn't look right because I'm still having a skin issue here on both sides of my eyes in the same exact place, just on opposite sides of my face, which is weird. And so I'm not sure what that's about, and I don't like how that is looking. But hashtag we tried it. It's skipping over a bump I have right here. This is yeah, I should have just not even did that. You know what it is? I was gonna say, you know what it was. You know what it is? I was excited that this is the wing. Like this is it. This is the wing and this is the look. And so I'm wanting to just keep doing more. Just like with that massive wing graphic liner video. I'm like, hey, we here now. We just want to keep on going. This side is easier because I'm right hand dominant. And so this is the right side. Like this I like. It's not quite. And I don't want to take the blending brush and blend it because it might blow it out more than I want it to be blown. And I could go in with concealer and clean it up, but we're just going to leave it. I do believe this is the look, especially this eye. And even with the red under here. And I'm not going to take the blending brush and blend it because I think it would blow it out too far. And then it might make me look like I have pink eye. But I am digging this, y'all. And I like this shadow. So now I can put this away with stuff that I have used. I am going to take this now. Why do my eyes already look glassy? And we're going to put this on our waterline, you don't necessarily have to pull your eye down to do this. You see what difference that makes? Because some people do pull their eye down. I already have bags on wrinkles, so I don't do that. So for me, I find, like when I'm doing this, I'm finding the waterline. And once I find it, I just run it along. And I like the NYX retractable eyeliners because they're soft. And so even if it touches my eyeball, you see that difference? How this is all black and you see the pink? Even if it does touch my eyeball, it doesn't hurt because it's very smooth. And if I fall off the line, then I just start over. So if you see me starting over, that's why. And the inside, just lay it on the line. Or some people, if they use, how they have those cosmetic pads, like if they do somebody else's face, they'll press it. Because even if you just press, it'll pop out, well not pop out, but it'll drop down your waterline. But because I have face paint on, I just keep thinking, won't that remove your face paint? Like if you're touching your face with something. And so for me, I just find the line and do that. And I'm not going to do the upper lash line, I mean my upper waterline. You see my eyes getting glassy, so they're starting to tear. So I'm going to take a cotton ball and hopefully it won't leave remnants of the cotton in my eye, because sometimes it does do that, especially the cheaper ones. I'm not sure if I still want to do this because I think this is going to be way too bold for that. But you know what? Let's just do it. We're here. We're going to do it. I'm going to take, what brush? This is a dense brush. I have to go very careful with this because it is so dark. I'm trying to think if I have another red. I do. I don't think Grace Jones had on a highlighter. And this is a cream, so it's just, is that going to go? I'm nervous, can you tell? Is that red going to be too bright? I think that's going to be too bright. Let me take a moment and see what else I have. We're going to take our Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush Face Highlighter and Contour Palette, but there's nothing contouring in here, so I don't even know why it says that. But we're going to take a couple brushes. My back, sorry about that. These two are creams, and so we're going to take the cream highlighter and then we're going to put on the cream blush and then go in with the powder blush. And so this, we're going to take the cream highlighter and we're going to put that up here on my cheekbone. And this one I am wiggling because it is a cream, so you got to get it into the brush. And this is going to go up here. And we're going to put that down. We're going to go in with this brush and we're going to wiggle it into the cream blush and we're going to put that underneath. So that's going to go right here. We're wiggling, try to keep the shapes the same. Sometimes that's why I do the left side first, because it's easier for me to match the right side because I'm right hand dominant versus doing the right side first and then trying to match it reaching over. And that's something I learned from the TV show on Netflix called Glow Up. It's like, do your non-dominant side first because it'll be easier to match it using your dominant side, your dominant hand. But it made sense to me and I tried it and I'm like, oh, that really was good advice. So I think this is a little more pinky, but we'll see what happens after we put the blush on, the powder blush. And Grace's complexion is darker than mine. Yeah, that's way too light, I think, for the eye look, for the eyeshadow. And so I'm just trying to get the shapes the same because this is all the way here, but this side is back here. All right, so we're going to flip this brush over and we're going to go into this one. This one says Diamond Powder. So we're tapping and we're going to put that where this highlighter, the cream highlighter was. And let me tap that off. And we're going to put this here. Oh my gosh, we're at 35 minutes. Thank you for being here. And that's how we're going to do that. And then we're going to take a different brush. Ouch. I don't know if I want to use this brush. I'm going to take this brush, and I'm saying that because this is dense. And we're going into, excuse me, the powder blush. And we're going to tap that on top of the cream powder. You know, I do think this is it. I haven't used this face palette in a while, so I'm glad to have thought to use this one. I don't use Bloom that often because that cream blush in there, I love the color, but it gets dark real fast on me. But I do think that this is it. We're going to turn this over and just pat in between where the highlighter and the blush is. And we're going to just tap this down here. So I think, yeah, I don't think she had highlighter on now that I'm looking at this. But that's going to be that. And we're going to wipe off some chapstick because we're going to do this lip. And I already have items out to do the lip with. And actually I pulled it out yesterday. Or whenever that day was, I did the 70s look. Because I was just so excited to do a dark look and to do an ombre look. So I pulled out 3 products. But I think I'm going to use both of these by NARS. I think it says Powder Matte Lip Pigment. This one is Done It Again. This one is Star Woman. So even though this isn't a black, and it did look like she had on a black, that's what we're going to use. I was going to use MAC's Keith Haring collab, this red, but we'll see what the lips are looking like. Yes, we're going to take the brown one first, and we're going to line our lips. We're going to take the red one, and yeah, she had a black. This is brown, so this is going to be different. This is NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner, and I don't know why they say suede, because they are not soft. I mean, after you wear them down, they're soft, but initially they're not. And now I realize why I used a liquid liner for this, because it's easier and quicker. This is Alien, which is black, but it's not looking black. And maybe because it's over a brown and a red. So we're just going to leave this like this, I say, as I do more to it. My lips are not symmetrical. So the shape that you see, that's the shape of my lip. It is more pronounced when I do a dark lip. As you can tell, I'm not about perfection. The way I am is perfect. It's about self-acceptance. I'm liking the look. I do wish that black was more black, and I still do want to find like a black liner. I think I'm gonna find one. I'll be right back. We're gonna take the Black Panther black. Oh wait, is this a purple? No, this is a black. It better be black. I think that's purple. Damn it, let's see. That's black. Okay. I'm gonna edit this out. That looks a lot better. And Grace Jones has popping cheekbones too. So I'm gonna put this here, because in the picture it looks like she had a line this way and a line that way. I may have been seeing things. That's funky and I like it. I was gonna put a line at the bottom. That is funky and I like it. What? Oh my gosh, I'm feeling the look. As I keep looking at it, I do think the blush is a little light compared to the pink red or whatever that is up here. And I think if I put Bloom on, why am I doing a whole bunch of stuff? I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. I'm not gonna do mascara. We're gonna be done. Thank you, Dawn, for this suggestion. Ash, there you go. Your big ass fucking massive wing. And it looks good, and I know it does. This side we're going to ignore because the shape is wrong, and I do know the shape is wrong. But this right here, yeah, we did the damn thing. So you will see me in the next video. And thank you for being here for this, because I know it was hella long. It was a lot of fun. It was a challenge, but I think I know I conquered it on this side. And as far as the look, I think I nailed the eye look. I think I nailed the lip. Cheek is too light, but we did it. Thank you for being here. You will see me in the next Vlogmas video.